I did actually see Emerson, Emerson Palermo of Chelsea, the left back.
Yeah.
He's Chelsea are now desperately trying to recall him from Marseille
Because they've no one left.
because they've got no one left. I mean, what a turn of events he's had. Like,
Well, speaking of Chelsea loanies, there is a story we missed because we were away when it was on. I think I might have told it to you in real life. Did you hear about your man, Billy Gilmore at Norwich? Who
yes,
Dean Smith played while he had a 39-degree fever. He tried to kill him.
yeah.
And then during the game, while he was playing with a fever that's like really dangerous, it could literally kill him, the fans were singing "Fuck off back to Chelsea" at him because he was so bad.
Oh god,
What a day for him.
This is why you don't soldier on ever in any job, because the chances that anybody ever appreciates you are so small. I mean, fuck it. If you look after number one, Billy Gilmore, who's been accused of being, as well by opposing fans, a Chelsea rent boy, has learned anything from this experience.
What
so
a
look
loan.
after number one, Billy. I mean,
We're sending you out loan. Get some experience under your belt.
yeah. I mean, Emerson, the highs of the Euros for him to back to Chelsea, then immediately on loan. I mean, Billy Gilmore, the highs at the lows at Chelsea, the highs loans for Scotland, then on loan, being abused and almost killed at Norwich.
At the same time.
Yeah, I mean, after the Euros, you must have thought, oh yeah, this is it. This is where my career takes off.
All the way up. We saw, remember his house we were talking about? Things were looking good for Billy.
Oh, yeah, no. It's gone the wrong direction for both those lads, both the Chelsea loanees.
I love the idea of like, surely Chelsea have like a loan manager, like some kind of youth officer who's like, right, just checking up on the paper.
Like a bank manager, a loan manager.
But like he's like looking up, see how everyone's getting on. And he opens up Billy Gilmore's file. It's like a huge fucking book of notes.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe I'll get to it tomorrow.
There was one Chelsea loan, I think it was like Lucas Paisan. Remember him? He went on loan like literally like 50 times.
Bounced around, yeah.
His entire 20s spent on loan from Chelsea.
Did you ever hear the good? This is a good tinfoil hat conspiracy Chelsea had a few years ago.
Okay.
Or people had about Chelsea. They loaned, like, they nearly had a loan player at like 10 clubs in the Premier League. Like Zuma was on loan and lads like that. And the theory was every time they would play those teams couldn't play those players. So they're automatically missing like their best defender, their best midfielder, which meant Chelsea could just walk the league.
Amazing. That is some galaxy brain stuff.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we have seen a couple of times when Gallagher's missing against them for Crystal Palace. I mean, who needs a £1 billion squad where you can just take everyone else's squad and ruin it?
Yeah. And only when they play you. Every other game, they're there, perfect.
Well, maybe FIFA bought into that tinfoil hat when they played Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And Courtois was on loan from Chelsea, and then they went to the arbitration court for sport or whatever it was, or the court of arbitration for sport, and they went, we'll allow it. He played, made like 10 saves over 2 legs, and they won. Yeah, maybe that's what ended that master plan by Chelsea, when they just got fucked for no reason by FIFA. Like, this time it's different. He can play.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before.
Nonsense. Fucking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Cathal and Will. We really are back after an extended Christmas break. I really enjoyed it, Will.
This might be the first time ever people have actually wondered, will they be back?
Yeah, well, we end on such a high. It was tempting to just leave it at that. I mean, like, I don't have to ask you how your Christmas Day was, Will. We spent it together.
Yeah, of course.
But that's, I mean, and people say Christmas Day is kind of the month. Oh no, Christmas Day is the month. Christmas is the month of December. It's the anticipation, the excitement, seeing people you haven't seen in a while. But really, Christmas for me is the void.
Yeah, the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 26th to 31st.
Yeah.
It depends, I think, where you're at in life. Like, if you're happy where you are and you're enjoying what you're doing, you can just really like just get stuck into that void, and you can really enjoy it, and just like hopping off like boxers of roses and mince pies, and
maybe I'll drink a bottle of Baileys today. It's Wednesday.
And you just go for it. If you're not, if you're like, man, I am dreading getting back to work. Like, what am I going to do with this myself? The void can be a dark and lonely place. It can be tough out there. And listen, I've done both, but I think I've enjoyed both every time as well, because one time you either like completely give up and just go for it, and other times like I've earned this. I've earned this kind of void.
This is all.
But I had a great time. I mean, I think I drank solidly from the 23rd to the 31st, and I definitely need a break from all this podcasting I've been doing. So I think I earned it.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to have a void, Cathal.
No,
I don't know. I kept this secret because I'd actually, you had your new job coming up in Greece. I too had gotten a new job.
Well, that's it. Because look, we're getting pretty big now, right? Yeah. As a podcast, and especially when those 5-star ratings come in. And if you haven't already, rate us 5 stars on Spotify. You know what to do. It's there.
It's in the app now. There's no excuses.
It's in the app, and if you feel that you can't, give us a 5-star review. If it's just
don't rate us.
You respect the rating system too much. Don't rate us.
Downvote other podcasts for us. Yeah. Do the same.
Yeah, if you want to be honest, downvote other people. Just pretend you didn't see us. Or if you want to, email us at nonsenspodcast@gmail.com and let us know what you think. But the reason, like I said, we're getting big. And what happened to the Beatles, Will?
Yeah, they got too big.
They got pretty big, but they wanted to do different things. They wanted to branch out, and it was like, nah, man, with the Beatles, you can't do this, Paul. You can't do this, John. We're much more like the Arctic Monkeys. We can just go off. We can do different things. People are still saying, "Are you still in that band called the Arctic Monkeys?" We're very much like them. Are you still doing that podcast?
People definitely know we do stuff.
So this is the thing. Will want to go off, do his own thing, and I said, "Will, whatever it is, let me know how it is. But you go, you do you. We'll be back when we're back."
So I'll give the details of the job here. Now it sounded like a pretty easy job. So a certain sports star who we've had our differences with in the past. We've talked about him. I think I could say the name now. A Mr. Romelu Lukaku contacted me.
Yeah.
He said, "I heard the podcast. Everyone's talking about it. You boys really get your name out there, if anything. Never once have I heard someone say, 'What's that? Will, do you do a podcast?'" And people know, definitely.
Yeah.
So he is like, "Look, I'm not really. I heard your absolute as well, and that I wouldn't score 5 goals."
I was going to say, it's strange that he would ask you instead of me when you're the one who was dogging him. You were the one who committed the Christmas Day massacre.
Well, Cathal, I don't know if you know, he has quite the chip on his shoulder about criticism.
Yeah. So very strange, but go on.
Yeah. So he said, "Look, I heard the absolutes," and he's like, "But I also respect you so much as a journalist, Will, and I know you get your message out there. Everyone knows your absolutes. I want to get my message out there." So he said, "Will, how about you come on as my PR agent?" And I said, "Brilliant." And Cathal, I don't think I need to tell you, it did not go smoothly. I'm only back. I've been up to my neck in phone calls since.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's not been a. I mean, was it? Let me just ask you: was it your idea to the interviews, or was that his own idea? Did you go rogue?
All 3 interviews, my idea.
Oh boy! Oh well. I mean, can I ask? Are you still in the job, or is this short contract been ended?
No, he did. He rang me, and he said, "Absolutely out of a job." I think it was mostly the absolute thing. Yeah, I think it was just that got him.
Yeah. Well.
So, but now that I'm free of him, I'm gonna speak freely about what I think of Lukaku's interviews. Now. I didn't tell him what to say. I just said, "Hey, maybe try this." Someone must have told him to say it, because why would he otherwise?
Yeah, it's funny because I did see those interviews. I thought somebody's getting sacked. Turns out it was you. So there you go. Yeah. That was your kind of, I guess your last Shadow Puppets moment of the pod. You went and collaborated with Lukaku and then got fired and nothing ever came about. I also got a job on the back of the podcast, Will.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way, really?
Yeah.
Really? Two jobs now. Atramitos manager and another job.
No. Listen, I mean, I know you were kind of guessing and kind of wondering, oh, it must be the Atramitos manager. It is working for Atramitos.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is, but it's actually the director of football role.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
It's not. I'm not going to be with the players. I'm going to be a bit more removed from that. I don't want to get too close to them because I got to, chop and change, get him in, get him out. So I can't get too close.
Yeah. That's why you're not going to Athens. Physically, you can't be too close.
No, I physically, emotionally, professionally can't be too close to them. It was kind of like how Gary Neville got the Villarreal job. Or was it Villarreal he got? Or Valencia?
Yeah, I think Valencia.
How he got the Valencia job. He saw his analysis and everyone was like, wow, this guy knows fucking football. They listened to my analysis on Atramitos and go, wow, this guy is one of the few people who watches the games. So he's qualified.
Yeah. This guy ordered a jersey to Carlo.
Yeah. So that I'll be heading over, like I was saying, on the later this month, be heading over. Although we did have a game already, but it was postponed because of COVID. Officially it was postponed, but I actually pulled some strings and I said, listen, I'm not actually ready to come over yet. I want to see the game. So, yeah, that's... So
very powerful.
Yeah. Well, listen, I have a good agent, so he negotiated a really rock solid contract for me. So, looking forward to it. We're looking forward to getting started. Dream come true, dream club.
I too am looking forward to that.
But look, that's a good probably 20 minutes of, I guess, nonsense, really. But we should get into the stuff that actually did happen. Lukaku was, I don't know whether your influence or someone else's influence will, making some really strange business decisions, shall we say.
One after another, after another, after another.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because, like you were saying, your absolutes were, and I disagreed with this. I kind of barely disagreed with this at the time that he wouldn't score 5 goals. The first 2 games after that, 2 Lukaku headers. Bang, bang. Yeah. He's already halfway there, more or less. 3 more to go, and Will's wrong. And I thought, wow, I was not expecting it to happen this fast. I literally thought he'll probably get about 7 or 8 goals and he'll be wrong. Yeah. But by maybe March, I didn't think he'd be actually good. And then just when it's all going well, this interview comes out. I can only imagine in his head after scoring the goals, being like, oh shit, is that going to come out this week? Oh no. Oh, was it the Italian TV, wasn't it?
Yeah. Why is he being interviewed by Italian TV?
Yeah, was he in Italy over the Christmas? When was he there?
It seems like he organised it because it was like a public, I want to go back to Inter, I hate it here interview.
Yeah. I mean,
while the Inter fans were putting up banners being like, fuck you.
Yeah, I think I tried listening to it. Obviously I didn't listen to it. I don't speak Italian, but seeing the translations of it, it didn't seem like he was like, oh yeah, Chelsea is so bad, so shit, I hate here, I wish I could go back to Inter. It felt like he was like, no, listen, I love Inter. Inter's great. I had a great time here. Blah blah, and it just kind of came across wrong almost, because he wasn't going. And then they asked him, "Why haven't you going well at Chelsea?" I think just as a professional sports person, you don't want to oh well, I've just been playing shite, really. Yeah, you have to justify in your own head, no, it's fine, it'll come. The system is different, and it doesn't help. It's like, don't say that.
Yeah, well, the system won the Champions League, Rom.
Yeah. So I think it was kind of I love Inter and the system here is bad, but it was him just I guess pandering to the Inter fans for one, and then 2 being like, oh no, I'm not doing badly. It'll come. It's going to happen. It's just the system. I have to get used to the system. The system is weird.
Yeah.
It's it came across badly, anyways. And again,
but that was interview 1. Interview 2 was worse because interview 2 was where he was like, I wish I never left Inter. I was wrong to leave him. I'm sorry I left you when I did. I want to play there while I'm still at my peak. He's 28. He means now.
Yeah. Well, that's it. The first interview I gave him the doubt. Second was oh no, he kind of clarified it there. Yeah, that's pretty.
He made sure he saw the backlash to the first part of the interview and he went, fire the second one out. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he could say don't say that second one, but he could have tried. I don't know if he tried, I don't know, it was just very strange.
Watching it felt like that interview in The Simpsons with Homer where they're like moving his mouth and stuff to make him say the worst possible. That's what it felt like.
And then, of course, they have to ask his current manager at his current club, Tuchel, what's going on? Why do you think he said that? Oh, what a question to be asked. How do you answer that? Like, I don't know why he said this. I don't know why. Like, no one knows why he said this except for him. And what he said, and this is like, we were saying Lukaku was scoring, but they were drawn. They had, I mean, everyone's kind of like, well, that's the league done. City won't lose again. So that's unlucky that City dropped, or that Chelsea dropped a couple of points there. That's the league over. Yeah. So
City have won, I think, 11 games in a row, 10 games in a row. Exact same as last year.
Yeah. So Chelsea are already under pressure. And then this interview comes out, and it's like, oh my god! And honestly, my first thought was, Will is going to be right in both fronts because Lukaku's not going to play again, and Tuchel is going to get sacked. I was like, fuck this.
And Lukaku's going to go to Newcastle, and boom, 3. He'll keep them up.
It all kind of happened very quickly. They've all kind of should we just play the video of his apology, of his grovelling apology?
The grovelling, we should. Play
Harry Maguire would have been proud of this.
I think I should been much clearer in my message, to be honest, because the interview was about saying goodbye to the interfans. It was not about, trying to disrespect the fans and the football club, the owner, my teammates and the manager and his technical staff, because, they did a lot of efforts to bring me back here, and I wanted to come back here. I was on a mission since I left, so, I totally understand the frustrations of the fans, but now it's on me to make sure that I show my commitment at 100%, and I will do that from every game.
There's a part of the interview where you said that you would like to maybe return to Inter during your career. You've obviously signed a 5-year deal here at Chelsea. What would you say to the fans that maybe are second guessing and questioning your commitment?
No, they don't need to question that. At the end of the day, if you see, I always said, I wanted to come here to be successful. That's why I signed a 5-year deal, because I think Chelsea is a club that, is equal to success. I think all the players that come here, they're winning, and, I have a special passion for this club, and I want to achieve that also with this football club. I want to win here for many years. That's why I signed a 5-year deal, and, I want to make sure that, I show my commitment in training every day and also in the games for this football club.
With that in mind then, Romelu, there was a part of the interview where you suggested that potentially a move to Real Madrid, Barca or Bayern Munich would be bigger than a move back to Chelsea.
Not at all. I think, kids, what I mean by that is, you have a lot of kids, they have a certain type of dream of playing for those football clubs. Me, my club was Chelsea. Everybody knows that, from, being 10 or 11 years old, I always wanted to say that I wanted to play for Chelsea. There are clear images when I came with my school trip that I wanted to play for Chelsea. So for me, I came here when I was 18. It didn't went so well. Now I'm back here, 28. I think in the prime years of my career, I can't really mess this up. I really worked hard for the last 10 years to get this opportunity, and I'm really happy to be here. And I think I have to show my commitment to the club, to the fans, and make sure that at this football club we win games and a lot of trophies at the end of the season.
So it's clear from what you've been saying, Romelu, that you understand you've upset quite a few people throughout this process. With that in mind, what would be your message to the Chelsea fans at the moment?
To the fans, I'm sorry for the upset that I caused.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know, man. I mean, that was for anyone who doesn't know, that was Chelsea TV. So I mean, you're not going to get an easier interview than that. But even he was like, but in the interview, you did say.
I mean,
no, I didn't.
The interview, I know in the interview I said, why would you say that? No, Barcelona and Real Madrid, they're all much bigger than Chelsea. Much, much bigger. I mean, to kids, not me, or other kids.
Yeah,
and I want to be here for 5 years, but also I want to go back to Inter, before I'm too old. In my peak, maybe, now.
Yeah, no, look, they asked him, what, like he said these things, and now he's just saying, oh, well. But this is the thing, it's like, it wasn't like he said it in private and it came out. He said it in an interview, and now he's denying that he... Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I meant a different thing. I meant the exact opposite, actually, by saying that. Which, look, who cares, really? Because at the end of the day, now, him and Tuchel have made up because I guess they both need each other. So I wouldn't say he's going to go anywhere in January.
No.
and he will play because the only other striker they have is Timo Werner, who can't score goals. He can do everything else, but he cannot score goals. So in years gone by, when you had Tammy Abraham and Giroud and Bashajai on the bench, maybe Lukaku would be fucked. But I think he's fine now. He's going to play. He needs 3 more goals, Will. I'm banking on those 3 more goals. I think he'll get them.
I think so, probably now, yeah.
But he played there against Tottenham the last day. And he was... I mean, look, I guess Tottenham were good. Chelsea weren't great. Chelsea are struggling big time with players.
Yeah. I think they're like one of the few teams that I don't think they've had a single COVID break. Game. Like I think they've played every game, even when they've had players with COVID. But it's always been like, it's only 3. Like you need like 12 to miss a game now.
I think they had 7 once, and I was like, no, 14's the limit year. 7 short, sorry. And like 7 players out is a lot to be, even for Chelsea. We had this conversation. The last one was like, I feel sorry for Chelsea. Who are you? But no, I don't know. I think Tuchel. I don't think I even disagreed with that one because it's becoming more likely. I think, especially if these results keep on going badly. But yeah, look, Lukaku, he hasn't played well so far, and this is just not what you want to be doing. This is the last thing you want to be doing, blaming other people for your own shortcomings.
It is like he is one of the only players I've seen where every club he leaves, the fans are like, "Oh my god, fuck that guy." After but like when he first comes, people are like, "Savage, Lukaku's unreal. I love Lukaku."
Yeah.
As soon as he leaves, you're like, "Oh my god, fuck that guy."
Well, one final word on Lukaku. I'm sure you saw Gary Neville demanding he apologise, demanding for this video to come out.
Could you believe it? Could you believe your eyes seeing that? An interview saying he wants to leave. The cheek.
I mean, for anyone who doesn't remember the Harry Kane golf outing he had, it's funded by Sky Sports, produced by Sky Sports, directed by Sky Sports, and hosted by Sky Sports employee Gary Neville. I mean, then
on Gary Neville's YouTube.
The whole thing is like, listen, he's like you, Will. He's a Man United fan. He has bad memories of Lukaku, and he was saying so on commentary. He was saying, "Listen, I didn't shed a tear when he left." You know, I was like, Jesus, like you can't be that biased. Whatever about like, listen, I love Man United, or if you're Jimmy Carragher, I love Liverpool, and I want them to win. That's fine. It's almost endearing. It's relatable. It's like, everyone's the same. But this kind of stuff.
But you can't say I hate that guy
because he fucked over my club once. Like that is. I mean, look, it's us here on a podcast that no one listens to, but like that is unprofessional. I'm sorry, but you can't be doing that. You can't be taking your personal biases out. We're like supporting a club is one thing, but personal biases against someone saying, "Oh yeah, well he did unacceptable," while you're in the studio that did the one with Harry Kane demanding to leave. Like, unbelievable stuff. Really unbelievable stuff.
And being like, what utmost professional Harry Kane is. Look, he's not happy there. That happens. It's like, well, it happens to Lukaku too, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess he hasn't done the time. I don't know.
He didn't do it in like a go-kart race with Gary Neville.
I'd watch that interview. I'd change my entire opinion if they were doing that like over comms, like in the F1.
The camera on like the front of
just flying around.
Go-kart pointing.
It's bullshit, Gary.
Yeah, the helmets on.
I want to win trophies. I'm in my peak. It's time to leave.
And what do you think? What do you think about Belgium?
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's Lukaku. He's doing it off the pitch, not so much, and on the pitch, and we'll see if that continues.
Yeah.
But it is silly season, the actual silly season, January transfer window. A lot of rumours coming in for Newcastle. They've only made their first big signing, Kieran Trippier, come in.
Who seemed like a good deal, although I will say, like I've been wanting to say, I don't think Newcastle will go down. I've thought like they'll buy players, they'll do well. As soon as I saw that picture of Trippier pointing to his arm, missing the badge, I thought, oh, they're in big trouble.
Yeah.
That seems like a picture people will look back on and go, remember that, the start of this laughable joke of a season they had.
Yeah, it does feel like a meme-worthy picture. That's like how it all started, or whatever.
I don't know if you saw the results in their FA Cup game. They lost to Cambridge or something.
Yeah.
Cambridge, I think. And at the end of the game, pretty much all the Newcastle players walked down the tunnel without going to the fans, and Trippier was standing on the pitch trying to call them back, and they were just like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, oh,
So could you imagine his thoughts?
yeah.
What am I here for?
I mean, I first thought that's a really solid signing because they are decent up front. They can score goals, but they can't defend. So like an experienced defender. I mean, all those clips of him Atletico now are doing the rounds because like this guy's a serious defender, and he is. But was it United who offered 25 million from last summer?
Offered 30 in the summer,
30.
and they said no, 30, and they said not a chance.
Yeah.
But I think his contract is coming up, and that's the type of thing where clubs are like, well, I'm not going to give you 15 now, I'll get it for free. But if you're a gazillionaire, you're going to be like, sure, I don't care. 15 is the same as nothing.
Yeah. He is 32 this year. I think his contract was coming to end this summer, was it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was coming up soon.
So to get 12.5 million for a will be 32-year-old with 6 months left in his contract, it is just kind of good business from Atletico. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see how that one goes. Look, there's no going back now. Well, it's locked in. But
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, it seemed the result
think
against Cambridge. I just thought like, oh, this doesn't feel like we're concentrating the league. It feels like we're going to lose every game forever.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I think there might be more to this than just buying players. I think there might be a problem here, especially walking down the tunnel like, who cares? We're going to be relegated anyway.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I didn't mention it at the time in my defence of Newcastle going down, but the last team who had a lot of money, who spent a load of money in January and bought decent players but didn't work out, QPR. Remember them?
Yeah. Barely.
Yeah, I mean, they brought in like Jose Basingua. Remember him laughing after they're in the feats was Evil Monibrow laughing on the bench. Like Remy, who is pretty good for them, but just like I say, they brought in good players as well as kind of iffy players. I think they brought in Cranchar as well. I'm pretty sure they brought in Nico Cranchar.
Sure.
I read that was manager, so he was definitely there. So yeah, look, we'll see how that one goes. Who do they play next in the league? Actually, who's our next game? Somebody easy, somebody tough. We're currently in the longest ever game week. I think. It started a long time ago. It's not over till tomorrow. Tuesday.
I had brought in a lot of like players who had double game weeks on fantasy, and then yesterday I was like, "Oh shit, I need to change fantasy," and I looked. I was like, "That's still going on."
I tell you, massive break.
And then just 2 games. Surely this is part of the next game week. It's so bizarre. Like this feels like the least football there's been over silly season ever.
Oh yeah. Well, all the postponements have really broken it up, so it's hard to keep track of what's going on. But yeah, the next game Newcastle play is Watford. A better 6-pointer, to be honest, because Watford are down there with them.
Yeah.
And then Leeds after that. So listen, this is the time to go on a run, pick up some points here. We see how that goes. I saw they were linked with Chris Wood from Burnley, which would be huge because that would weaken Burnley.
That's the plan. That's the move.
Make them better. I don't. Yeah, buy everyone else's players, honestly. But like, why would Burnley sell?
Exactly. Well, money, lots of money.
Yeah. Well, it'd be no good to you when you go down. That's the thing. Like, you wouldn't sell to Newcastle of all teams.
Yeah, they'd have to pay stupid money, and then when you're paying stupid money for Chris Wood, it's like, well, is this really going to work out?
Yeah. The other big rumor, I think it's almost done. It's more or less done. Is Felipe Coutinho He's coming back.
Not to where you think.
No, he's back at he's been reunited with Stevie G, of course. Steven Gerrard, Aston Villa manager. Coutinho linked there. I mean, it's every time I see Coutinho's face, you know what I mean? Because he has this ever youthful face, and like he's been like when he goes to Barcelona first, it was like, Coutinho unhappy Barcelona, or Coutinho struggling at Barcelona. You always see his little sad little face, or like he goes to Bayern and it's not working at Bayern, and he's still in the news cycle because he's obviously the Premier League connection, and he's Barcelona and such. Was he a record signing at one point?
Was he Inter's record signing or something weird? Or was he? I can't remember. I think he might have been somewhere. He was probably Barca's actually.
Well, he was. I think he was like a. Well, this is what I mean. He went for like 132 million, wasn't it? But I think that might have been after a name. I went for 200.
Yeah, I think it was in the same summer because that was like the chain reaction. of all the, and then Ousmane Dembele.
Oh,
came,
yeah.
Who did you see? Ousmane Dembele. We'll talk about him.
Oh God, like that was because I remember at the time people were like, don't sell Coutinho, like that's the creative spark, and then there's like
People were like, that's gonna kill us.
and then 130 million, like definitely sell him for that. Definitely.
Yeah, and it was, I don't know if you remember the clause in the contract where Barcelona were not allowed to approach for any Liverpool players for like 3 seasons or 4 seasons after. And at the time, they were buying lots of Liverpool players.
Yeah, because
So it was an amazing deal.
well, that was outrageous when Suarez left.
Yeah.
Because they also had screwed. Like this is when Barcelona were a competent club in the transfer market. Like they had managed to get like installments. Oh yeah, we pay you 10 million now and 10 million 6 months, and we'll keep doing that till we want to.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, that's a terrible deal to lose Suarez for that.
Yeah.
And then there was that clip of Suarez comes back to the training ground and he's like high fiving all the boys, and then he's like, Coutinho, kind of a word, and then Coutinho goes there. I was like, so yeah, that clause.
I remember, was it Coutinho? Coutinho was out with an injured back for like 2 months.
Yeah.
But he was like in training and everything. Just anytime there's a game, he was like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah. So that clause was badly needed. If that was true or not, I mean, they haven't signed any players since, but things have kind of been tits up since 2017, I guess. But well, as I was saying about Coutinho, I see him and it's like, do you know that movie Children of Men?
Yeah.
And there's the youngest man alive, Diego, whatever. And like, for anyone to know that Children of Men is the story is that people can't reproduce anymore. So this kid is the last person ever born, and he's 18 years of age, so he's a celebrity, and his face gets shown on the big screen. And that's why when I see Coutinho, I think the same thing. I think that's the last number 10 they ever made. You know what I mean? Like that player we've seen go from the most sought after, everyone needed a number 10, a creative spark in the middle. Like everyone,
You can't sell him, it'll ruin us.
yeah, like United bought Shinji Kagawa for the same. We need someone in the middle who doesn't defend or track back and just gets goals and assists. We need him. And like it's just all those players we saw with Dele Alli again. It's like he has to do more than just score goals. We can't have a passenger in the middle,
Yeah.
And it's like, well, do you remember the 2014 World Cup final, Argentina and Germany?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Do you know who got the win of that game?
No.
Mario Götze.
I was just going to say, it was like,
Mario Götze. Remember him?
Barely.
The same type of player. He was,
Yeah.
And if you think back to even before that, the 11-12 season when Dortmund beat Bayern in the Cup and the League under Jurgen Klopp as manager, don't forget.
Yeah.
That's the link. Like, they were unstoppable. He was that creative force in the middle. And then they got to the 12-13 Champions League final.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bayern pulled the ultimate bully boy Bayern move and announced the signing of their best player, like I think the night before the final.
I think so.
Yeah, he's joining us. Like it wasn't Lewandowski they went after or Marco Reus. It was what's the most killer, or Matt Hummels. The killer blow was Mario Götze. We're going to get Mario Götze from them, and that's how we're going to win. And then the next year he had a shit year at Bayern, and the Hollywood FC. All the Bayern board, because it's Rummenigge and all these lads who've won World Cups and Champions League, so they don't hold back on anybody. And they're like, this guy is shit. This is the worst player we've ever signed. And then he didn't even start for Germany at the World Cup that year. He made this big money move to Bayern. He was the best player, one of the best players in the world, and then doesn't start for Germany at the World Cup because.
Wait, was he subbed on in the final as well?
Yeah, that's it. Because he wasn't. Germany had discovered that, listen, you can't have a passenger. We can't have one person just stand around the middle and doesn't do anything other than, I'm just going to play through balls and that's all right with you. It's like, it's not all right.
Yeah.
Because that World Cup, Messi was scoring goals outside the box in the group stages because everyone's doing the same thing. Like, don't let him near the goal. And he's like, I'll just score from here. So the whole game, Germany was just run around trying to kick Messi, and then it's like, okay, we actually need someone to score. Now bring on Götze. And that was his crowning moment. But really, that was the end of him, because literally he's good enough to score in the World Cup final, but not good enough to start. What's that say about him? You know what I mean? And it's mad because it's such a short period of of football history that number 10s were in, and they're so out. No one plays with a number 10. Like I'm saying, Shinji Kagawa.
Change, It's weird how quickly it's just one team does it, everyone copies, and that's it. With wing backs at the moment, pressing a few years ago at Liverpool, suddenly the whole Premier League was fucking running rampant everywhere.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it's
honestly.
just, it changes so fast.
And like, although, like, Hazard is another one.
Yeah.
Like, literally, player of the year in the Premier League. I think was it Conte who came in, or yeah, I think it was Conte who came in, or Mourinho, the second Mourinho spell, and was like getting him to track back. It's like, yeah, I know it's player of the year, but I didn't really like that. I was kind of, and then actually just down tools. Like Christian Eriksen. I mean, before the heart injury, the heart attack. I guess the heart attack. Like people might forget that he was surplus to requirements to Inter. But like, this guy doesn't do anything. He doesn't defend. He doesn't participate if it's not on the edge of the box.
He was not rated highly anymore. Really.
No. Dele Alli, another one, like you're saying. I mean, he was basically playing off Harry Kane. As a secondary striker who didn't do anything other than put in bad tackles. Like Coutinho, another one. Like people are like, oh, he's going to be the next Xavi, and yes, it's like he's nowhere near that because he doesn't touch the ball unless he's taking shots inside the box.
Yeah.
So like,
it's weird. I was surprised seeing this because he doesn't seem like I know Gerrard obviously played with him before.
Yeah.
But it's just like I can't imagine him in a Gerrard team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, does Gerrard not want? Remember, he said he wants lads being kicked off the pitch, basically.
Yeah. Let them know they're in the game.
He said when they come to Villa Park, he wants them to know they're in a game, which means we're going to kick them. So I can't imagine Coutinho doing that.
Well, he's the replacement of Jack Grealish.
Jack Grealish, but I don't know.
Remember him? He's on the bench at City now. For the exact same thing.
Well,
he was actually the last number 10. He was like, oh yeah, give the ball to me. I'll make it happen. We'll go from there. And now City are like, we kind of want you to kind of go up into that channel and kind of play passes that way, that way. That's it, really. Like,
wasn't that Sancho's thing as well? Was that he was like he had like 1 million assists in the Bundesliga or whatever, and now for United he pretty much plays up and down the line, just run back and forth. He doesn't do anything.
I wouldn't mind Sancho because it's like say Mane and Salah, like they're the ones like kind of up front. Like Ronaldo kind of started that as well. He's like, I'm just going to play out wide but not go backwards. I'm just going to cut in.
Yeah,
and then everyone started doing that. I mean, another great example of the dead number 10, James Rodriguez. Top scorer in the World Cup, gets signed to Real Madrid, and immediately is like, no, this guy isn't actually as good. It's better to have Bale and Ronaldo on the wings and him in the middle.
Him and Coutinho are the exact same. It feels like same career path of big Spanish club, load Bayern, load around, down to like Everton, Aston Villa, and then I would say I don't think this spell's gonna be good for Coutinho. I think in a few months they're gonna be like, get rid of this guy.
Well, this is the thing. Like we've listed obviously all the number 10s. I mean, Juan Mata, Oscar, Hazard, all those lads' careers just like in the middle of their careers, like, oh no, we don't play that way anymore. Actually, and Coutinho was the same. He was like, and even at Liverpool, people said when they played him on the wing, that side, that's what they used to attack down because he wouldn't track back. So it was starting like, oh, maybe we should have somebody who, like, listen, if you play, 3 up front, and that's kind of your 3 strikers, and then you play 3 in the middle, be it, say, at Real Madrid, they had Casemiro, Kroos, and Modric. Modric is probably the only number 10 player who changed his game. Like,
yeah, because he saw the writing on the wall.
He was like, okay, well, if I think he got voted the worst signing of the year when he signed for Real Madrid, which is crazy to think of now. But like, that player in the middle, people said, no, you can play it 3 up front and they can be just scoring, but everyone else has to be able to work hard.
Yeah.
So the fact that Coutinho is still getting chances is crazy to me.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he was even linked with a move. And see, he lowered his salary so that Villa could pay the full loan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you really want a player who is like, I'm willing to play for less because that's how lowly I am in the squad at the moment here? This just seems like such a weird move. I know it's good that he wants to play, but there's a reason he's not playing, and there's a reason why he's like, I'll knock 200 grand off my wages. I'm happy to.
Well, maybe he's seen the success of Phil Jones at Man United.
Man,
someone who just wants to be there. Someone who just wants to play football. I'll play for free. What a I mean, is it heartwarming to you, Will, or is it just a sign of how desperate things are?
It's a bit of both, bit of column A, column B. But it was I was happy for him And
Yeah.
then when he had like easily the best player on the pitch in that game, I was like, this is a real problem.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I think it was him and De Gea were head and shoulders above everyone else on the pitch. Even just like their attitude and stuff, like the way they were walking with their heads out. Everyone else is like slouched. They're the last two signings that Fergie had. Everyone
they?
else is like new lad. Yeah, they're the only two remaining Fergie lads that were in the squad that day. Obviously, apart from Ronaldo, but everyone else is like new lads who come in.
Yeah.
But everyone else is like new players who've been in post Fergie, and they're all just like, ugh, it can't be another manager telling me what to do. Fuck off. And the two of them were like playing their hearts out. It was bizarre.
Yeah. It is funny. Well, it is funny. I'm not gonna lie. It is very funny to me
It is funny.
to watch people just melting down online about Man United. Get them out. Get them out of the club. Tell them to fuck off. It's like, all right, man. Like,
But it's so. I've seen a lot of people being like, I don't like any of these players. Like blah blah blah. 6 months ago, the thing was like, finally a likable squad full of people I like in the team.
Yeah,
It's been years. Like it hasn't changed that quickly.
6 months ago, you were texting me, telling me that the combined fee for Varane and Ronaldo was less than Ben White.
I do remember that. Yeah.
That's where you've come from, bro. That's where United as a club have come from. And that, by the way, folks, you're probably thinking that's not even right. You're right, it's not right. But
It wasn't. It was
that's-
wrong. Yeah.
that's the kind of high that they're on. And to see it now, like they're all terrible. I always knew it. It's like the fickleness of football fans, you know.
Yeah, I mean United feel especially fickle though. Like it's per game. It's all of these people out. These people are in now. All of these people are out. These people are in. It's like insane. You can't keep up.
Well, it's someone who's been in a long-term relationship and then they get out to the world of dating. It's like, what the fuck is this? This is, and then it's like, I think I found the person I'm going to marry. It's like, oh well, I'd hold on that just for a second, maybe give it a week before you decide on what house you're going to have, and then when it inevitably breaks up, because that's the way it's for everyone else. It's like, what? I can't get over this. How would he do that to me? It's like, well, that's how it works.
I need
like,
to find someone new quick.
yeah, and it's just extremes to extreme because you're just not used to this kind of this fluctuation, which other clubs have been.
But even like when Ragnick came in, everyone was like, that's such good business. 6 months, he can just look at the club and then he can take over the transfers. And 6 months, doesn't matter how he does. We're doing so bad, we just want to watch football again. Literally 3 games later, they're like, get him out. The whole club needs to be burned to the ground.
This is literally it. It's like I found someone. It's like, oh, here we go. You know, every manager comes into my night, it's like, this is brilliant. It's like this is... Like my night fans, like I say, it seems fickle, but I think it's just like they just want someone to be there for the next 26 years. That's all they want.
Yeah.
You know,
It's never going to happen.
No, it's actually never going to happen. Probably to any club ever again, I'd imagine.
I do have a theory as well on that. You know the way Fergie retired when, like, he was young enough retiring. He was just like, he was so stressed. He was like, fuck, I can't do it anymore.
And he had the health issues as well, I suppose.
Health issues, and it was, I think he talked about it in his book when he heard the news of Aguero scoring and they'd lost the league. He felt like that day he was like, I might end up in hospital tonight. I can't do this anymore. This is too much.
Yeah.
So, but because it was so sudden, I think United fans never got a chance to be like, okay, it's time to move on. It was like they were blindsided and it's still stuck in that thing of like, God, surely he could still manage. He wasn't that old then. He's probably not that old now. He could come back.
Yeah. Well, it's always that he'd be in the stadium as well. And like, oh, he's right there.
Yeah.
You know.
just a few more seats.
Yeah. So I don't know. It is strange what's going on at United. Like I say, I'm not.
It's weird too.
But
it's like players like Rashford and stuff seem to be down in tools. Who a few months ago it was like, God, they'll play with a broken neck.
Yeah. It has, like I say, it's been disjointed. So it's hard to, like, when we get into like 3 weeks of like the league every weekend, we'll see, you know, what the story is. I think that's if you give Ralf Ragnick the benefit of the doubt, it's probably been tough to get any kind of system in place. I mean, like, if you want to change the way they play, and I'm sure he does want to change a lot from how they were playing, it's hard to do that over a couple of days and then play a game. You know, while trying to think of, oh, I'm going to do this, like, and like, oh, well, they're professional footballers, but like, it's still, you know, it's hard to do that over a short space of time. So,
especially when you have, like, at United, he fucking has to get results or else it's like everyone's good. So he has to put a system in place, change the system, while also being like, actually, maybe we won't do that today. Maybe we'll just try not concede a goal. Like maybe we'll sit a bit deeper than I would like. So yeah, you can't actually do what he wants to do.
But like I say, this is why they should have done it over the international break when you had that time to get in. But here we are, do it before Christmas and just see if we can really go headlong into this Christmas schedule with COVID cases and postponements and see if we can fix this whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. No, it is a bit of a mess. It is a bit of a mess at United. But look, it's good for my Arsenal top 4 prediction. I mean,
who are still doing well.
Yeah, they are. They had they lost to City, but I mean, after the 5-0 at the start of the season, to say that they'd be in the game for most of it, and you could even argue that they were robbed by the VAR and the referee. You'd say, Jesus, like you just wouldn't have say, how is that going to happen in such a short space of time? Because the whole thing looks totally fucked. So, it was always going to be a loss, I think, for Arsenal. Listen, they started well and they played well, but I mean, to stop City this year, I don't know. I just don't see it.
This is City in it's the period they had last year as well, where it's just it doesn't matter what you do, how well you play, they're going to find a way to win the game. And it's going to be like this for like till March, and then it's done. Yeah,
I mean, it's like we were saying, we're like, oh, it's a 3-horse race all season, it's going to be great, and then a couple of points lost. It's just the way City are playing. It's like, how are they going to lose, or who's going to beat them? Like now they do play Chelsea next in the league, so if Chelsea win that, there's still hope. If City win that, Chelsea are certainly out.
It's over.
Liverpool then with the lads off the Africa Cup of Nations, which I think starts today.
Which is happening. It did start today, confirmed.
Confirmed, it has started, it's underway. And Salah and Mane are missing from Liverpool. So, if City win this against Chelsea, it could be curtains. I wonder what odds they are to the double now, because that's also my other prediction. I mean, I'm feeling confident about mine. Arsenal, 4th place, City, top 4. What was my other one? Oh, yeah, Lampard to get a job. That's definitely going to happen.
Newcastle.
Oh, I thought Newcastle. Chelsea again, Inter manager.
Oh, man. Imagine.
I was looking back on the Absolute before this episode. I was like, geez, we talked a lot about Chelsea, really, when you think about it. It's all Chelsea based.
They're a very entertaining club.
Yeah. Give them that. Whatever your morals or, do they have too much money? They're entertaining at the very least.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
What was that you were saying about that Barcelona player?
Yeah, so I don't know if people saw this about a week ago. Barca did a very weird press conference. Like they called all the media together. Yeah. And the president said, "We're back. We're going to buy lots of players. Watch out." Pretty much said that, which is like, that's not very professional. Just say, we've lots of money. Make sure the players are expensive. But the day that happened, it came out that they couldn't register Ferran Torres, who they bought for City.
Yes.
For like 40 or 50 million.
Yeah, I think 50.
I think it was 50 million. They couldn't afford to register him because they had to sell first. It's like, well, why are you doing this? Who are you tricking? Oh, yeah, and Ousmane Dembélé is currently in contract negotiations.
Yes.
And I'll get the story up, but I saw a quote and it said Xavi was, I think the word might have been horrified at Dembele's wage demands. I think he wanted like 400 grand a week or 500 grand a week.
Jesus. Of all clubs.
At all clubs. He doesn't play. He's injured all the time.
Yeah.
And I think he's like actively like, no, give me that much or else I'm going for free. And you're like, well, we don't want to lose you for free, but we're not going to give you that much money.
Yeah, well, he must have seen the press conference. Oh, shit, we got loads of money again.
Exactly. But that's the thing. It's like, why would you say that? Say you're broke. Do a press conference. Go, we have no money. Maybe we'll try sign a player.
Well, that's interesting to me. I didn't know that because when I saw Ferran Torres come in, I was like, oh, well, obviously someone's like going to go out now tomorrow. That's going to be like straight away.
Yeah.
Because to make space and money and all that stuff. I was thinking, Dembélé, surely that's one that they'll get rid of. But who's going to take him on? I was like,
who's going to buy him?
Nobody has.
They were hoping, I think, that he would lower his wages because he's been so poor and he hasn't played. But instead, he's like, "Fuck you!
No,
I'm gonna do what I want."
that never happened. I don't think I've ever seen someone like who doesn't have to lower their wages at the same club.
But it's
Jesus
like
Christ.
it's because lads like Piqué and stuff did it, but they're different. Like they fucking live for Barcelona. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he's
You
Barcelona
signed
born
him
and
for
bred.
like you signed him for like 150 million. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's a French player who came from Dortmund to you in Spain and Barcelona. Like he's got no connection to you, like whatsoever. You know, he's
A notorious like troublesome player at Dortmund as well. Who like was it? No, it was. I got him mixed up with Mkhitaryan, who apparently smashed up an office on his way out, so that they'd sell him.
yeah
Did you ever hear that story?
another number 10 who doesn't defend.
Yeah,
They're all
God.
dead. Will Coutinho and Jack Grealish are the last ones alive. It's amazing. Yeah, well, another Barcelona player who's holding out, Samuel Umtiti. You might
Yeah,
remember
they're
him.
trying to get rid of him.
Yeah, anyone who doesn't know, you might remember him from his World Cup heroics with France in 2018. He signed for Barcelona after that because she's a World Cup winning defender. How could we go wrong with that? And it did go wrong. It didn't go well for him. And he was on huge money, of course, because it was Barcelona around the time. Like, yeah, fuck, we got money. It's never going to run out.
Something's coming up in the pipeline that's going to stop our money.
So, when a player's there on big money, a couple of steps you can take. One, don't play him. Two, maybe embarrass him, make him rot in the reserves or play with under-21s.
Yeah.
Umtiti has no shame, apparently. He's contracted till 2023, and Barcelona have tried to, sell him to different clubs. And he said, I haven't had any offers that are acceptable to me, which means no one's going to pay him as much as he's getting paid right now. And he knows, I think he's my age, I think he's like 28, he's never going to pay that ever again. So he's like, I'm going to lap up this, probably
Ride this out.
200 plus grand a week for another year, money in the
You
bank.
and me, Usman, all the way to the bank.
Yeah, and then Dembele and Umtiti are going to show up on a free at PSG probably.
Yeah, probably. Speaking of frees to PSG, Paul Pogba's contract is up in the summer. Apparently, he has an offer from United to become the highest paid player at the club. He also will not play another game for the next 2 months because he's still injured, and his injury is worse than they thought, which means he's missed a full season worth of games since he signed for United. Why would you give him the big contract? And why would you give him the option to be like, I won't play till the end of the season, see what's going on, and then I'll just take the money if I want.
That is crazy. Is that accurate? That's insane. But
That's real. That's real, yeah. He has an offer on the table since... Now, maybe there's like a date on it. That like, you have to say yeah or no by then or it's gone. But I know United. You know United. That offer's going nowhere.
No, Jesus. It has been a weird kind of thing. We have to keep Pogba at all costs. It's like, I don't know why, but,
No.
Strange few years for Pogba. I mean, has it been a success?
No. Absolutely not. It's been...
No.
I think everyone thinks much less of Pogba now than they did before he signed for United.
Yeah. I mean,
And he's won a World Cup.
he's won a World Cup meantime. And like say, he always played well for France. But
because he's Kante beside him.
yeah, well, I mean, look, Xhaka plays well for Switzerland. I think
That's true.
it's cup competitions, knockout competitions, very different from like, a cold Saturday morning down in Brighton or Burnley or something like that. It's like, not up for this. You're playing in front of 80,000 people in Belarus. Where's that? That stadium in the Euros? Azerbaijan.
In Baku.
In Baku, in the Baku arena. Different gravy, I suppose. We've done a lot of maybe transfers. Has there any been, like, even Ferran Torres? Is that even a real transfer, I guess? Has there been any real transfers that happened yet?
I think that is confirmed now, but he also has COVID. So I think he got COVID on the day of his...
Oh my God.
You know when they do like keepy ups in the stadium and all that shit? They do that a lot in Spain.
He got COVID doing the keepy uppies.
Well, I think he, like, the day after that thing, it came out that he has COVID now.
Oh man. That's killer.
Probably don't have a stadium full of people just to see that do keepy ups at the moment.
I always wonder, like, it's always underwhelming. Even when you watch the clip, I always click on the clip.
Do you buy tickets to that?
Yeah, like to watch it on your phone, like, oh, that was a bit shit, as they always are. Like to go, like, yeah, I'm heading down to the stadium. Why? Oh, they're announcing Ferran Torres.
Ferran Torres.
What's he gonna do? Oh, I don't know. It could be anything, you know. It's like
Might kick a ball.
Why he'll do a few keep uppies, and kick 3 balls in the stadium. Strange that people show up.
Wave, walk out. It's always packed as well.
That's the kind of fandom that whoever giving them credit are relying on. Those people are insane. They'll always have money coming in from those people. Yeah, crazy stuff. There wasn't really any other transfers. Was there anything other? I mean, there's a few other small ones. I think Mainsley and Niles on loan to Roma, but I mean, nothing kind of blockbuster. You know, nothing huge.
No. Martial was supposed to go to Sevilla, but it fell through because his wages are too high. And they said, no, we're not going to pay that. Why would we?
That's the thing. They never go. Like, if they're on big wages and they go, well, you're not playing here, but you go somewhere else, definitely play, but for maybe only 100 grand a week. They go, why the fuck would I do that?
Yeah. Well, here's something, actually.
Yeah.
Do you think that football is becoming more like the NBA, where it's like you do short contracts, free agents, short contracts, free agents? Because have you seen the list of players that are free agents in the summer?
No.
I have it here in front of me. You ready for this list?
Yeah, go for it.
And I'll be skipping names too. You've got Kylian Mbappe, Paul Pogba, Dybala, Ousmane Dembele, Kessié, Rudiger, Insigne, Sula, Christensen, Belotti, Zakaria, Azmoun, Kamara, Tarkovsky, Lacazette, Lingard, Romagnoli, Todd Cantwell, Onana, David Brooks, Luis Suarez, Di Maria, Isco, Sergio Roberto, Sergio Aurier, Tolisso, Sean Longstaff, Zagadou, Origi, Januzaj, Callum Chambers, Ennis Bardi, Luka Modric, Gareth Bale, Perisic, Zuba, Mkhitaryan, Cuadrado. It's insane.
They're all old players, man. Most of them.
Yeah.
To be fair. I mean,
I don't know.
Mbappe is
There's
well
some,
documented, that whole thing at PSG. And then Pogba, like we were literally just talking about how he's been a failure at Man United. He needs to go. And that be surprised if anybody offers any money. I mean, Suarez is Modric, a few of them, man. I don't know. I know if it's going that way, yeah. I mean, I think if you get paid 300 grand a week and they go, we'll do that for 6 years if you want. So you go, yes, I will sign it. Because it can change. Like, you can be Titty after World Cup thinking, I'm never going to be bad. And lo and behold.
True. And in his football as well, it seems very easy to be like, yeah, I have a 5-year deal, but I could also just do an interview on Italian TV and we'll see how long that deal lasts.
Yeah, football contracts mean nothing. Like, if you want to stay, you can, oh yeah, I'll stay here forever and see out the contract. If you want to leave, it's like, I don't want to be here anymore. Do you want to pay me to not play? No.
Yeah. It's like, no, you have to stay. I'll just put it in public and see how long you want to keep me when the fans are booing me.
Yeah. It's more if they can take embarrassment of like going out there and the fans booing you every time you touch the ball. It's like, I don't care. You're going to continue paying me that much money. I mean, it's on you, you know?
You know who's at the bottom of this free agent list in the summer? And I'd say the club is very happy to hear this. Gylfi Sigurdsson, wow. Yeah, like I was going to say, remember him, but I guess Sky don't want us to remember him. He will not be on Chris Sky Sports News, I guarantee you. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's given up. I think either his family or his in-laws, I think it's his own family, they own a massive fishing company in Iceland. So he's like, that sounds like a movie.
So they were like, oh yeah, Gylfi's off doing his football. Guess he's still working on that. You know, when's he going to come here and become CEO of a massive fish company? Stop messing around with those pennies playing professional football. Come on, Gylfi, come home. So I think once this kind of, whatever happened, we don't know. No, it's like it was just shut down. That case, like nothing came out about that. Listen, rich Icelandic lawyers came in and fucking, hosed down the whole, fish lawyers. Icelandic fish lawyers came in and fucking gutted that thing clean. And I think he's probably gone back to be, CFO or
his true calling.
Yeah.
Chief Fish Officer.
Chief Fish Officer, yeah. He's just miserably sitting in an office making more money than he's ever had.
Gutting fish.
Gutting fish. I don't know. Yeah, he has to go back and work his way up from the start. Because, like, you know, he's been in an academy since he's 12, so he missed all the... So he's in there gutting fish at the start, and then he's working his up to floor manager. You know, so he's going to make corporate. Don't worry, he's going to get to corporate, but he's going to earn his stripes, his fish stripes.
Oh, glad the podcast is back.
Yeah, it's good to have that.
This is what the people were missing.
These bits, you know.
Romelu, first of all, good to see you. I know it's a slightly rhetorical question, but how have you been after the last few days and weeks?
Yeah, it's been a quite hectic few days, I think, and I totally understand why. You know, it's been tough weeks personally, you know, COVID, trying to get back into the team and stuff. I tried to help the team win. We succeeded in winning the game against Villa. Then, against Brighton. You know, very frustrating not to have won the game. Obviously, everybody at the club, but then also present.
Just on that interview, can you understand why the fans are feeling so angry and upset?
Yeah, I totally understand. You know, I think...
With that in mind, what would be your message to the Chelsea fans at the moment?
To the fans, I'm sorry for the upset that I caused. To the fans, I'm sorry for the upset that I caused. To the fans, I'm sorry for the upset that I caused. I'll make sure that, you know, I show my commitment at 100%, and, you know, I will do that from every game.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before.
Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?